Hey guys, good morning. Just woke up. Corona lessons, part 22, I guess, huh? My kids are out watching Paw Patrol, so I got a few minutes to do a quick video. I'll just ramble on as long as I can until somebody interrupts me. We've been doing this homeschooling thing with the kids, oh man, what a trip. It's kind of cool in some ways, working with the kids, trying to teach them math and spelling. And maybe homeschooling might be a good name for the show if I change the name. What do you think about that, guys? I can't really keep calling it Corona. I don't want to keep paying tribute to this dumbass, stupid virus. I got to change the name of this thing. But I appreciate, all the sweet comments, man, you guys have sent in. I mean, I really do. I appreciate all the kind words. And some of the guys from other guitar teaching channels have all gave me a shout out, and I appreciate that. Chris Buck and the guy from Guitar Gate and Tim Pierce, my old buddy. The Guitar Gate thing's hilarious. Me and my wife watched that last night. She had a glass of wine. We finally got the kids to bed. We watched that thing where he does a reaction to one of our songs that we played, and we were dying laughing. It cracked me up. I was dying. But anyway, thanks for doing that, man. You're a sweetheart. Thanks for not lambasting our pitiful little English prog group. So, and Tim Pierce, right? Let me tell you what kind of guy Tim Pierce is, okay? First of all, I've been friends with him for years. We worked on a couple of projects together. Well, maybe one project. But back, before all this shit happened, I guess it was a couple months ago, I had to go out to LA to work on a record. And it's rough when somebody asks you to go out, to a place that's far away and do a record because there's no way to get any of your gear there, right? What I do in those situations is I just bring a pedal board. It's really the only thing I need. I can borrow guitars, amps. I called Tim and I said, hey man, I'm going out there to do a record. He goes, dude, don't worry, I'll hook you up. I'll give you all these cool guitars to play. And I was like, man, it's cool. I'll rent them for you. I'll pay for it. And he was like, nope, I don't want any money. So he brings over these amazing guitars, amps, for me to use for several days while I was out there, and he wouldn't take $1 for it. And he personally drove them from his house to the studio. That's the kind of guy Tim Pierce is, aside from being a monster musician. He's a sweet guy. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. So yeah, I got this guitar here, this Jeff Sin Strat that I've been playing for years and years and years and years and years. A lot of people have talked about this silly video that I made, God, I don't even remember, 15 years ago or something, when I first got this guitar. I'll tell you the whole story. That was back in my crazy days, man. I was up to no good back in those days. Stay away from drugs, kids. So, and especially you, Conrad Goverick and Truman Eltringham. If I find out you guys are all taking the pills, I'm smoking the weed, I'm going to come over there, choke you with a guitar cord. All right, so, I ordered the white Stratocaster from Jeff, who's an old friend of mine. Jeff was my guitar tech back in the mid-90s when I played with Winona Judd. He's a good guy. I always thought of him as a sort of a Renaissance man. Jeff's, deep thinker fella. I saw that he was making these really cool guitars. I'd been to a couple of guitar shows, and I saw these great-looking old Strats and Tellys, P-basses and stuff, and I thought, man, Jeff's doing some cool stuff, making some really cool guitars, and they were starting to take off, so I ordered a Stratocaster. And if you look in that video, you'll see that it had a maple neck. It doesn't now. But when I first ordered the guitar, it had a maple neck. And I'm going to be brutally honest. I didn't really like it that much. I got the guitar, played it for a minute, and I don't really get on with maple necks. I don't know why I ordered it like that. It was my fault. I had it for a little while, and I wasn't connecting with it, and I was just about to get rid of it. My brother actually liked it, and I was thinking about giving it to him. And then right before I did that, I just had this weird thought. I usually don't do things like that, but I said, hey, I called Jeff and said, man, can you put a rosewood neck on this thing for me? I don't really like this maple neck. And he was like, yeah, dude, bring it over. So he did, and I'm so glad I did that. I don't know what inspired me to do that. But, man, this guitar has been with me through thick and thin, man. I have used this thing. I mean, I've played the shit out of this guitar. I used it on tons of records. I toured with this thing. It was the only guitar I had the whole time I was touring with Trigger Hippie, with Joan Osborne, Steve Gorman, and those guys. This is all I played. This guitar is like, when I put this thing on, it's like going home again, man. And it's really weird to think that I would have been without this thing. You know, and here's the funny thing. You guys all know I'm such a vintage guitar freak, right? You know, I got expensive taste when it comes to vintage guitars too. I mean, it's pitiful. So I've tried to find old Strats. I've bought at least a dozen pre-CBS Strats, trying to find one as good as this, and I never have. This guitar kicks the shit out of any 59, 60, 62 I ever had, and I'm after a while I said, why fight it? Just keep playing it, man. You know, it's got the pickups in it that have this back plate, and the back plate is like a hum canceling scenario, silent system, and it works great, man. I mean, thing's lightweight, it plays amazing, sounds amazing. It's good shit. So yeah, so when we went to do that, when I went to pick up the guitar that day, back in whatever year that was, when that video was shot, I picked it up and I was like, thanks, Jeff. Here's your dough. And I was just about walking out the door, and I was getting back to the car. I remember it was in the middle of summer. And he goes, hey, man, would you mind if I do a real quick video with you of you playing it before you leave? And I was like, yeah, all right. So I just literally sat down in the chair. He busted out a camera, and in one take, I just made up that thing. It was a total stream of consciousness. And then it's funny because he put that up on his website, and then all these kids started figuring it out and learning it. There's all these videos of people on YouTube like learning that riff. It's so funny because it was just, they think, what song is that? You know, it's just something I was just goofing around. It's just 4 chords, but it was like, I don't remember it, but it was like something like a... It's just a sad, somber blues from a sad man. That's all it was. So, yeah. All right. Let me give you some shit you can use today before somebody comes in here and stops my video. You know, like, let me talk about this. I might actually get into some actual lesson stuff today instead of just rambling on about bullshit. All right, here's something I can talk about. The guitar player mindset of playing in patterns and boxes, shapes. I've talked about that in some of the earlier videos, you know. It annoys me to no end when I see guitar players that just play in boxes, and I don't know any of these terms that some of you guys use, like these methods that you guys use for learning the fretboard and all that stuff. It's like these systems. Fuck the systems. Use your ear, man. Just because you're playing in B. And by the way, B is my favorite key and always has been. I love playing in B. Usually when I just pick up a guitar and just just demonstrate anything like I was just about to do, I'll play in B, because B is the best sounding guitar key. I love the way the guitar reacts in B, all the cool stuff you can do with the open strings, and think about all the hits that were amazing songs that were guitar hits in B. Like, for example, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, like in B, say you're playing some blues stuff, and you wanted to just, or some sort of faux, you know, slightly more involved blues, right? Most guitar players would get into this range, right, with pentatonic shit. That's like 101 guitar, right? That's where everybody starts. That's your main box, right? And then if you wanted to get a little lower, some guys would go down here. Right? Pretty typical guitar stuff. You get up high, they get up here. 12th fret, and then up here. That's pretty much where all the intermediate guitar players are going to play your blues in B, right? I don't like that kind of shit. Here's why. I feel I want to use the whole fretboard of the guitar, and I'll just take any note of the scale, whatever it may be, you know, and I start from there, and I just weave all the stuff together all the way up the neck. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, but like, it's just all over. It's like, you know, like, and what I like to do is, instead of playing above the note, let's say like you're playing C, right? Typical shit, right? Get below the note, man. You're like a... You know what I'm saying? That's a good lick. Okay, check this out. Using the diminished to spice up some regular old sports bar blues. Like if you know, there it comes. I knew they were coming. Hi, Marshall.
You're past 9 o'clock in the morning.
Almost. And we're going to play football. He got a new set of shoulder pads, and he wants to play football. Try them out. You want to show the people the shoulder pads? Come on over here. And they're vintage, too. They're old. Look at. How cool is that? Shoulder pads.
I also got a helmet and a jersey and
You got a helmet from the 50s, all in a full set. The pants, the pads, it's great. Thank God for eBay. So yeah, like what I was saying about this riff, okay? So you got, we're in C. You know, everybody knows this diminished stuff. Stacked minor thirds, right? Now check this out. This is a cool thing that I've always thought was very useful. If you go like this on the high E from, you know, C to A, skip the B string, and then you go down to E flat and C on the G string. Go up, you know, in minor thirds each time. That works really cool. That sort of... You know what I'm saying? cool shit. I don't know what I'm doing. I just woke up. Give me a break. All right. So yeah, that kind of shit, the diminished thing, and getting below the notes, working down, right? If you're in D. Oh, here's a cool lick. This is a crazy lick. I got a lot of dumb licks I'll show you guys eventually. They're kind of gag licks that you'll get a kick out of. Like, let's say we're in G. Typical G shit. You know, everybody knows the unison bend. What if you didn't have the G on top? What if you did the same bend here, but lowered to a dominant 7 on top? Instead of... kind of Jeff Beck, kind of cool. And then my old friend Smitty, Bob Smith from Cleveland, Ohio, you showed me this lick many years ago. This is a great one. He was a big Jeff Beck freak, Jan Hammer freak. And he showed me this fun lick. This is kind of hard, but it's cool. 5 notes. Where you do 5 notes in a row. Bend the half step up on the C sharp. And then flip off it to the C. It's hard, but once you get it, you got to flip it. You got to flick your finger, like flip it off like this. While it's still bent up, let go down to the C. Sounds like Jan Hammer. Cool, you know, dumb lick, kind of cool. What else can I teach you guys? Man, I started feeling a little bad yesterday after I had to announce winners about the silly guitar contest. Man, I don't want to in any way ever discourage anybody. You know, look, I'm not the nicest guy in the world, but I still don't want to discourage a bunch of players that are trying hard. Man, look, you guys did great, and just because you didn't make it to the second round of my dumb guitar contest doesn't mean anything. I appreciate you guys all sending in the stuff. Keep on rocking, boys. All right? I've talked way too long. See y'all tomorrow, okay?